you had issues with Ray J's fiance, Princess Love, and it seemed at some point Ray J stood up for her. But do you have any I guess do you have any issues with Ray J too, since you have issues with Princess
Well,
Love?
you know, my issue with Ray is that I've known Ray since I was 16. I've known the whole family since I was 16, and vice versa. He told Princess to hit me at the reunion like he did with Morgan, but I'm not Morgan. And plus, I heard Princess coming like 8 years ago. So he was upset that I threw a drink on Princess. At the reunion, I actually apologized. And at one point, Milan actually stood up for me because something else had happened. And, you know, Milan was like, well, Moniece apologized and you didn't accept her apology. And they kept saying, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. Yes, the fuck I did. But at the same time, my issue with Princess wasn't just me standing up for Tierra. My issue with Princess was in that scene. Princess said, Princess was an alcoholic. I guess she changed, right? She and Ray stopped drinking together or some shit like that. But she was an alcoholic. And she was always drunk. And our issue started in New York at Yandy and Mendici's wedding, actually. I referred to Ray as Raymond. That upset her. At which point she felt the need to let me know his name is not Raymond, it's Ray, whatever. And I said, well, before that, Princess and I had no issues. She knew that I fucked her man 10 years ago. She knew that, so she knew about that season 1. Rich knew about it. I was very honest with him. Drew knew about it when we got together. Because the industry is just so small, and point is, she felt some type of way in her drunken stupor at the wedding. And she was like, I don't give a fuck. That's not his name. Blah, 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 blah. So the wedding wasn't the time or the place. Peter Guns was actually, Uncle Gunsy, shout out to Peter, was at the table when that happened. And he caught it. Tara caught it. Arian from the Atlanta cast was at our table. She caught it. So I know I'm not crazy, and I don't drink. I don't smoke weed. I don't do illicit drugs. So you can't tell me anything because I don't forget shit. Because, bitch, I'm always sober. So in the scene, I pointed out to her that she had said these things. She's like, I don't curse. I don't curse. I don't use curse words. And then in the same breath turned around and called me a bitch. And so I was slightly confused, like you just said you don't use curse words, but then it was like, bitch, go take care of your son. My nigga comes in me every night. Yeah, well, your nigga was coming in me too years and years ago. So do you feel special? Should I buy you a douche? Like, what do you want? Why are you telling me? Do you need medication? Do you have an infection? Like, what's up? So she then proceeds to tell me that her nigga comes in her every night and, I had a baby by a nigga that didn't want me, didn't even want his baby. Go take care of your baby, blah, 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 blah. Now, this scene wasn't even my scene. I was just supporting Cass this day. But, I don't like to get dirty, and I don't like the gutter, and I'm not from the gutter. But, that's that stripper mentality. The bitch is from the gutter. And she's never going to shake that mentality. And really, I think her issue is that my introduction to the dick was through family. Hers, she had to suck and fuck an entire team of niggas, and she just so happened to get saved by one. But let's just call a spade a spade. That nigga didn't save her because he gave a fuck. He saved her to prove a point to Floyd, which was, what you can have, I can have, so I'll take your bitch, to prove that to you. But he got the bottom of the barrel. So you were to prove a point. And that shit just so, it's like a nigga can't snatch a bitch to prove a point and then let the bitch leave, because then it discredits the whole point. She needs saving. He needs to prove a point. So he turned this hoe into a housewife temporarily. Let's see how long this shit lasts. I really could give two flying fucks. I don't give a fuck what they do. I don't give a fuck if they drive off the abyss into a cliff and never return. More power to them. And it's a shame, I had lunch with actually by fluke, I had lunch with Brandy, Ray, my mom. I actually went to meet my mom for lunch, and while we were eating, Brandy walked in, and then Ray walked in, and Ray questioned me about my interview with Vlad right after Princess's, I guess, like fake suicide attempt. And I had, Vlad had asked me what I thought about what she did to Morgan. To jump, when someone says jump, I actually didn't hear that. Everyone, like when Ray was like, I just want you to knock her out, I didn't hear that. But everyone around me...
Because you were sitting right there.
Yeah, I was sitting there, but I don't know how I missed it, but everyone else heard it.
Yeah.
I just saw Princess get up and charge, so when I heard that, I was like, wow, so that's what we do now? I felt like it was weird. You don't think for yourself, and that to me was a sign of someone who has possibly been, verbally, emotionally abused at one point. Now let me be very clear. Morgan and I are no longer friends, no longer associates. Best of luck to her. But my sentiment and my feeling is still the same. That's a weak bitch. That's a pit bull, that's a dog. For a nigga to be able to tell you, I just want you to knock her out one time. You want me to? And you get up and you go. And then she did it again. And so Ray ended up reaching out to my parents. My dad came over, got Ray on the phone. And the conversation basically just ended with, tell Fraggle Rock, AKA Little Brandy, AKA Mini Tarzan, to keep my fucking name out of her mouth. Tell your bitch, fuck her, keep my name out of her mouth, and we won't have any issues. And I hung up in his face, and that was the end of the conversation. And he tried to say, you're my people, we were family, we were this, we were that. Well, family relation didn't mean shit when you told your bitch to hit me. So, he's like, what we do for TV, that stays for TV. No, nigga, we don't do shit for TV. We do shit for real life. And that's real life. Real life was that you tried to sick your sick fucking house dog on me. And I'm not the one. He's trash. She's trash. We're not friends. We're not peoples. We're not family. We're not shit. Fuck Ray and fuck Princess.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because my mom and Brandy are good friends, but fuck Ray and fuck Princess.
I understand that mindset because I have that because you don't believe in somebody so much, you just joke on them. I'm gonna joke on you. I don't believe you. So I understand it, but I want hip hop, period. To stop the shenanigans with that type of shit. Yo, motherfucker, rap, go rap.
My monthly overhead for my household and household employees was somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million a month I was spending.